Let's go! Let's go! Whoa! Holy shit! Holy shit! The graphics are awesome! What the fuck?
At Game Freak, we really spent a lot of time thinking about what the best way to move forward was, really preserving the quality of all the different Pokemon, while also, taking into account the battle balance, having so many different Pokemon available, all within, a limited development time, so we don't keep fans waiting too long for every new entry in the series.
Just look at this. Look at my wallpaper. Hello everybody, it's Michael here. I love Pokemon. We all do, don't we? And of course Nintendo and Game Freak would present Pokemon Sword and Shield at E3. And you've all heard the controversial news. You can't transfer every single Pokemon in existence to Pokemon Sword and Shield, and a lot of people are disappointed.
And so what that means for Pokemon Sword and Shield is that players will be able to transfer their Pokemon from Pokemon Home only if they appear in the Galar region Pokedex.
You heard it. So I want to discuss about this thing, about the whole shebang. So I know a lot of people are upset, like over 20,000 are upset over the 12,000s, right there. Am I upset? Yes and no. You know why? Out of all the Pokemon that has been revealed so far, two of my favorite Pokemon of all time are in the game. Flygon and Halucha, right there. These are my two all-time favorite Pokemon. So at least these two are available in the game, and I get to play with them again in the Pokemon Sword and Shield. So that's why I'm only half disappointed. But I'm still disappointed about the whole thing that others can't most likely bring their favorite Pokemon. In one of these comments, there's a big discussion in this. A delayed game is eventually good, but a rush game is forever bad. Shigeru Miyamoto comment. There's like 70 replies, and of course, I'm one of the replies, and I'll be getting a lot of controversy here. So the original response, what I did is, please Game Freak, delay the game, take your time and make this game the best as it can be. One people responded, why would they delay it? It looks great. Then I responded, just because a game looks great doesn't mean that it will play great. The reason why people are disappointed is because not every single Pokemon is available. Now, if you're and like an NHL fan, it is very familiar, this whole situation. If you're an NHL fan like me, you know what NHL 15 is.
Now, while the presentation is nice, video games are not bought to be looked at. Video games are bought to be played. It's right there in the title. It's a video game, not video art. And this is where NHL 15 fails. NHL 15 looks better than it plays, and that's a video game violation.
It's a game that looks beautiful, but it took a lot of feature from NHL 14 away.
Next, I want to talk about what you can actually play in NHL 15. And when you compare what you had last year or in the previous years to what you have this year, it leaves a big frown on your face. And this is one of the reasons why so many people stopped playing this game.
So this is basically, right now this game feels like Pokemon's own version of NHL 15. A golden turd, as 2BC put it.
You know, NHL 15, it's like a smelly turd. EA, you guys have taken a messy pile of crap and made it look and smell great with your fancy promotional techniques and the makeover that you gave it using the power of the current gen consoles, blah blah blah. But the problem is when the consumer buys this golden turd, the gamers, your loyal customers, and we take it home, we open it up, and we bite down into the core, we all realize that it's still just a piece of shit.
And then of course, one responded to me, I agree, but they could also update it in a region at a time, or give us the full experience in Pokemon Spear and Bow. Maybe, who knows. Another one put it here, how does the entire game depend on having every Pokemon available? That's not a criteria for a good Pokemon for a good Pokemon game. I for one don't care, it's going to be awesome. Of course right now I have that feeling too. My two favorite Pokemon are in the game, and And of course, you can't judge a game before it's released. I responded. I am upset that Game Freak broke their promise. They used to say that since Generation 3, they have hoped that players would be available to transfer their old Pokemon from game to game, so that their favorites can be in the new game. Now that there's only a limited amount of Pokemon transferable, they have to check a list which Pokemon can be transferred. What if someone's favorite Pokemon is a Maractus, which is considered to be the most forgettable Pokemon, so Game Freak is most likely not gonna include it. Lil Corey Tarpley, responded with, you don't know that. I have evidence. I have evidence. Watch this.
ソフト同士での通信方法
The
も
way players interact
通
has
信ケー
evolved
ブ
as
ルか
well
ら
from the Game Boy
ワイヤレ
Link
ス通信
cable
へ
to wireless.
そしてインターネット通信を使ったものへと進化していますゲームボーイアドバンス以降は遊ぶハードが変わっても前のシリーズで捕まえたポケモンを次のシリーズへ連れていく仕組みを実現してきましたただ唯一ゲームボーイだけは通信の問題がどうしても解決できず他のハードにポケモンを連れていくことができませんでした
So it looks like the Game Freak has wanted people to stay happy so that their Pokemon can be transferred from game to game. They want to avoid the same mistake they had when they moved to Game Boy Advance. So Lee Corey Tarpley, that's the evidence. I even responded with look up Pokemon Direct 26 January and February 2016. Are there more response to me? Of course, Miles W said I could care less. Yeah, with my opinion right now, I'm pretty much, half disappointed. Of course, Howard Jones responded, eventually all will be available. I'm also in that confident type of state that I have the hope that everyone will be eventually available. At least now there is a way to transfer. Patience is everything. Don't ruin an experience for yourself because one thing you don't get to have. I didn't say that I get to have, I say that everyone gets to have. It's not just me. Like I said, I'm only half disappointed because two of my personal favorite Pokemon are confirmed to be in the game. Of course, my response to Howard Jones is the two favorite Pokemon thing, whatever. And then, of course, then I responded, but it's really sad that most of the Pokemon I've been collecting in Ultra Sun have gone to waste. Of course, Pika Cinema responded, you know patches exist, right? They aren't going to delay the whole game because not every Pokemon is programmed in. They can update the game later down the line, allowing people to transfer any Pokemon they want, which they probably want to do. And then my response to Pika Cinema. Of course I know patches exist, but Pokemon never added the new RS Megas to X and Y, and they didn't add the new Pokemon from Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon to Sun and Moon. And I'm kinda scared that in the future we will have unfinished Pokemon games on launch, and I will get the rest in a patch. Feels like we bought a beta, and the devs are making builds as we move on. This is already a trend with most video games. Like I said, this is a reference to Johnny Superbman's NHL 15 rant video, or quick review. That's a he mentioned that NHL 15 feels like a beta, and they're just patching the game, and feel like builds for the game.
Now, I realize that there have been patches since the game has been released, but I don't care what is in the game now. EA clearly wanted us to pre-order this game, so tell me, why ask us to pre-order a game that's not fully ready on day one? These content patches that they release they're almost like builds for the game. It's like we bought a beta and they're just building the game over a year right on front of us.
So that's my main argument, but in my opinion, everyone is expecting Diamond and Pearl remakes after Sword and Shield in 2020, so a lot of people are hoping maybe the rest will be added once in a patch once Pokemon Home gets launched, or when Diamond and Pearl remakes comes, or whatever the game comes out, what game comes after Sword and Shield. So I'm hoping that, but really in the future I really want every single Pokemon to be there day one. So that's my hope for the future. And another hope what they mentioned is that they want this game to come out as soon as possible so fans don't have to wait. I think that's bullshit. Look at this.
At Game Freak, we really spent a lot of time thinking about what the best way to move forward was, really preserving the quality of all the different Pokemon, while also, taking into account the battle balance, having so many different Pokemon available, all within, a limited development time, so we don't keep fans waiting too long for every new entry in the series.
Now that is bullshit. That's the part I wanted to show you. of course, when a new game comes out, we're very excited and we can't wait until we can play it. But at the same time, like with the comment, you know, that guy said where we had this big discussion about the Pokemon, you know, a rushed game is forever bad and a delayed game is eventually good, Shigeru Miyamoto. No one is asking Game Freak to rush the game. Everyone is hoping that the game will be good. No one is wanting a game to come out as fast as possible. When I heard that Pokemon Sword and Shield, or whatever age generation Pokemon game it was called at that point before it was called Sword and Shield, so when I heard that it was gonna be delayed from 2018 to 2019, I was happy. I was very happy that they get to spend more time in the development so that the game will be better as possible. But now when I saw this whole clip where they talked about that not every single Pokemon is available, I want them to delay the game again to 2020. But then again, we kind of see what they happen with the patches. If they will patch the game where they add the rest of the Pokemon. But like I said with the previous things, Game Freak aren't really good with patches since when Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire came out, they didn't add the new Megas to X and Y. Same thing to Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, they didn't add the new Z moves or the new Ultra Beast to the Sun and Moon games. So Game Freak doesn't really have a good track record of patching games. But I hope this changes. I really hope this changes. And like with Generation 4 and 5, I mean 3 and 4, I want this generation to last not 3 years but 4 years, so Game Freak has extra development time. I don't want them to rush the game and each generation lasts 3 years each. You know, that's the reason why, you know, a lot of people haven't been happy with X and Y or Sun and Moon because they lack a post game, or that the game just aren't interesting, is because the development for X and Y and Sun and Moon was a year shorter than Black and White and Diamond and Pearl. And I consider Black and White and Diamond and Pearl to be the greatest Pokemon games of all time. I first started playing Pokemon in Generation 4. My first Pokemon game was Pokemon Platinum. Then I played Pokemon White 2. Those are my two favorite Pokemon games of all time. And you know what? And the reason why it is because Diamond and Pearl and Black and White had 1 year extra development time. And, you know, each generation prior to Diamond and Pearl and Black and White, each generation lasted 4 years. Nowadays, each generation just lasts 3 years. And that's not good, in my opinion. So, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I want to hear your opinion in the comments, and we'll see next time, okay? Hopefully your favorite Pokemon makes in Pokemon Sword and Shield, and I'll be happy for you. Bye bye.